Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again this week, and we hope you guys have enjoyed the last couple weeks of archery action. So last week we talked about Keith out in Pike County, Illinois. Well, now I was up to bat, and as I explained last week, first day, it was pretty hard for both of us. I literally had to wait 45 minutes well after light to finally climb into my stand because I had a doe and a buck standing 5 feet from my ladder. It's heartbreaking to say I couldn't get a shot. I literally sat on my knees for 45 minutes in some brush. My headlamp picked their eyes up when I was walking in, and they just hung out. They were feeding. And not that the buck wasn't a shooter buck, but obviously it's the first day, not the first deer I'm going to shoot. So finally, after 45 minutes and my legs feeling like they were falling asleep, I decided I needed to move a little bit. And when I did, they finally broke and went back into the woods. In the meantime, I'm literally climbing up my tree stand, and I had another buck come in behind me with my back turned as I was coming up my sticks, and got to my platform and started to unload my bag and realized I hear something, and he had already seen me, gave me a couple blows, and back into the woods he went. So my morning was super eventful, especially as I was setting my camera equipment up. My bow hanger, the closest tree to me to put the bow hanger in, was slightly dead, and I screwed it all the way into the base as far as I could, hung my bow on it, and as I was taking the camera out of my bag to put on the camera arm, the bow hanger literally spun and my bow slid down this tree. Thankfully nothing happened to it, everything was good. No cable issues, no cam issues, no cracks, hairline fractures, anything. I inspected it thoroughly, and that's an expedition for you. They're built to withstand the torture that you put them through. So later in the afternoon, as you'll see, I didn't see much. I had a deer that was coming in through some thick stuff, and I could tell by the rack it was the same buck that I saw earlier in the morning that busted me when I was getting in the stand. And he was a pretty big 10. And I saw him coming through. All I needed him to do was step out, and the hunt would have been over. It was a clear 30-yard shot if he would have came out of that thick stuff. Unfortunately, he disappeared like fairy dust and stayed in the thick stuff. I'm not real sure where he went, but check out the clip from my first day in the stand out in Pike County with B&D Outfitters, and we'll be right back. by the Mississippi. I had a 10 and an 8 here yesterday that I couldn't get a shot at. The 10 came back out again in the afternoon. So we're gonna see what happens. By county, baby. All I can tell you is, thank God we had the majority of the rack rig built. We are hunting in the Mississippi River bottoms here in Pike County, Illinois. And let me explain to you the junk that flies off these ag roads. So the rack rig has definitely seen its fair share of mud, rocks, sand, you name it. It's seen it all.
Yep, we had sour cream.
I asked for a little
We had cheese sauce, broccoli, and peas, peppers.
They're all crossing the side of the fence. They're all on that.
It's day 3 here in Illinois, and I didn't even get to do an intro when I got into the tree. It was dark. I was trying to get set up, get the camera set up. I got a little footage of my surroundings when the light got up, but it wasn't 5 minutes after I filmed the surroundings. I spun the camera back to where I was hoping a deer would walk into. I decided I was going to try to give it a rattle. It's nice and calm in here. I'm in a creek bottom. And as I'm reaching to turn around, this giant 8 walks out to my left. And I turned the camera on and hit record, but it didn't start recording. I didn't know that until after the shot. So I shot this buck at 27, maybe 28 yards. It looked clean, it looked 100%. I feel about 98% about it, because all I had was his front half sticking out behind the tree. So I may have drilled him in the shoulder. I don't know. But I heard him, I watched him jump and go back in the creek bed, and I never heard anything after that. So I'm hoping he's down there. But I texted Scott and Craig from B&D, who sent me over here today after yesterday. Keith shot a big 9 point on the other property we were hunting. I'm still, nerves are shaking a little bit, but I'm just hoping we find him. So guys, those 3 trees right there, he was actually rubbing that little sapling in the back. When I shot him, well, he rubbed and got behind that middle tree, slightly quartering away, and I gave it to him. So I'm praying that I gave it to him good enough, because I can't see my arrow, I can't see anything. I saw the knock, and the knock looked good because he did try to duck a little bit, so it helped bring his body down. But when he jumped up hard and went to the left into that thick stuff, and then the creek bed is literally right over that bank, and that's where he came from. So guys, check this out. I mean, it's just crazy, this spot. I wasn't in here 45 minutes. I saw 2 buck.
Alright guys, we're heading in here. We're going to check and see if we got blood on Greg's buck. So hang in there and I'll take you along for the ride. We got Scott out with us, the owner of B&D Outfitters. He's going to help us track this guy.
pumped right now. So pumped. Scott didn't know this when I met him back in February, but one of my biggest bucket list items was to kill a Pike County buck. Scott and Craig at B&D, hands down, know every single piece of their property. They're gonna tell you where to go, and they're putting you there for a reason. And this is what happens. This is what happens right here. Big old deer. Scott, I can't thank you enough, man. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Good job. Thank you, brother.
Guys, I'm here with Scott Bean, one of the co-founders of B&D Outfitters here in Nebo, Illinois. Scott, Keith and I have spent the last couple of days here with you guys. We were lucky enough to shoot some deer already. So give me a little background on the lodge.
This lodge here, we're located in Bellevue Hall, right on the Calhoun-Pike County line. Majority of our ground that we outfit on is in Pike. We do have some ground in Calhoun. Pike has always been historically good for whitetails. We're also in the Mississippi Flyway, which really helps. You get a good north wind, we get a lot of birds, and the genetics here for whitetails just makes it world renowned. This lodge used to be, back in the 90s, Rick Rodhouse, Ted Nugent, the PSE guys, a lot of guys hunted out of here. My uncle had approached me one time and said, hey, is this something you'd be interested in doing for a living? And I said yes. So we started looking all around the country, and we came across this place for sale and fixed it up and got it back to being an outfitter, and kind of taking a jump on it.
Awesome. So, guys, I mean, the lodge is awesome. It's set up perfectly. Sleeps a bunch of guys. The cooking and the food is amazing. I'm pretty sure I gained at least 10 pounds since being here. The properties that these guys are hunting, the stand placement between Scott and his guide Craig, you couldn't ask for anything better. They've done all the work. They've studied the properties. They have trail cameras on every single one of them, multiple cameras on every single one of them. So where did your background, how did you say, hey, this is what I want to do? What brought you to that?
Like I said, my uncle kind of approached me, and we were actually on a hunting trip up in Waddington, New York on the St. Lawrence River, and all the guys in the family were there, and he just approached me and asked me, hey, would you want to do something similar to this? And I said, yeah, and we got together and we came up with a list, and we had some expectations. If we couldn't meet them, we weren't going to do it, but we came to agreements with a lot of things and came up with a list. Certain things like come back, you're out hunting all day, gonna have meals cooked for you already, taking guys out to their stands, just little things, because that's what guys like and that's what guys remember, and that's what makes you a successful outfitter.
Awesome. Now, you obviously grew up hunting and fishing. What is your passion per se? Is it whitetail? Is it fishing? Is it waterfowl? What's your passion?
My passion would have to be waterfowl. I grew up doing it all the time, and that's why I think this works out so good with Craig. We make each other dangerous when it comes to the two things. We balance each other out well, so
awesome. So
it's good having Craig.
With, like you said, guys, I mean, the properties, we personally didn't get to see all of them. I got to ride with Scott a little bit today while he was dropping off some hunters. We're gonna get a chance to duck hunt. We've seen some of the blinds, and I mean, you couldn't ask for a better at-home feeling. We came in, there was 8 other guys in camp, and everything, it was like we've been friends for years. Everybody's talking, telling stories, and that's what you want when you're out of state. You want that at-home feeling. You want the the camaraderie, and it just everybody that was here gelled. So it's been great. And so Scott, your trips usually run. Guys come in on a Wednesday, start hunting on Thursday, and check out Tuesday.
It all varies. All whitetail hunts are primarily 5 days, 7-night stay. Waterfowl hunts, especially as we get closer to duck season, December, 3 days, 4-night stay. So, I mean, we kind of accommodate, to each person, but primarily 5-day whitetail hunts, 3-day waterfowl hunts.
Awesome. And do you offer anything else? A turkey, today we were out at that one property and we had all those quail flush. Do you offer upland if somebody wanted to come in and say, hey, can we get a room from you and you can, let them hunt the properties for birds?
Moving forward, kind of looking into that stuff, something we're going to offer this spring is like morel mushroom hunting. Shed hunting's big out here in the Midwest, so we're going to offer that. People who come here, rent a room, go out and do those different things. But as of right now, with the quail, kind of interferes with whitetail season, so a lot of the quail we have on our properties are on our whitetail properties, so we kind of steer away from that, but it's something we can look to in the future.
That makes it numb, but it makes perfect sense. So guys, if you have a chance with all the shows and stuff being canceled, as far as consumer shows or industry shows, if you guys want to come in and see big buck and hopefully be able to put one on the ground, call Scott, get a hold of B&D Outfitters, bndoutfittersllc.com, correct?
Yes.
And the phone number?
217-491-5276.
I'm telling you right now, guys, you guys will not be disappointed. You're going to get to see all of our hunts on the TV show, and we're also going to get some footage packages together for Scott for him to use. By all means, what did I say to you when I walked up to my buck the other day?
Of a lifetime, you're just wanting to kill one in Pike County.
Right, and I'm telling you right now, from here on out, is whatever lodge Scott has, I will be coming out every year to hunt in Pike County, Illinois. So check them out, guys. B&D Outfitters, bndoutfittersllc.com, and hopefully once the show season kicks off, you'll be able to meet Scott in person and book your hunt. But until then, check out their website, Facebook page, Instagram.
Yep.
Instagram, and get in touch with them, book your hunt, and book it soon, because I know a lot of guys in camp have been calling their buddies. So I'm pretty sure they'll fill up pretty quick here soon. Well, Scott, thank you again for having us out.
Having you guys.
A blast, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
These my dollars make it hurt.